Dowd. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Were you aware of the controversy from last night? The one-trick pony comment from Darren Pang. Now, to give you a little backstory, he was calling the game
for TNT.
We were assaulting him for the first 2 hours of the show today, and then our producer reached out to him, had him call in. He clarified his comments. He kind of walked him back a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you
hear about
the controversy?
I heard about it on the bus. Yeah, someone brought it up. But
oh wow.
What'd you say? Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, no problem.
Your phone. Yeah, my 2-year-old showing me her new toy. Anyways, I heard. I had heard about it, but I didn't read into the context.
What were the guys saying?
Did Ovi comment about it?
We'll leave that one on the bus.
Oh, okay. I love it.
That's good. The guys are riled up.
Leave it on the bus.
The guys are riled up.
That's all we need to hear, Dowd.
The guys are riled up.
Hey, maybe. I mean, like our first thought was maybe one-trick pony because all he does is score goals. So I mean, that's a good thing, right? So,
of course, it's a great thing.
Well, I think what he was referring to is just like from his little office area. That's kind of like the reputation. And he tried to clarify and say, hey, he scores from all
everywhere.
over this year, especially. And then I just brought up, I think it's insulting just because the guy's a great passer. The guy's been jacking guys up against the boards for 20 years.
He's a great teammate, obviously.
When Dale Hunter was here, he was laying down blocking shots with his body. Like,
oh, God, I know. I've been doing it for 9 years. I feel exhausted. He's been doing it for 20.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, let me.
I think.
Yeah.
I think. I'm sure. I mean, I see a Ruru. Thank you. I'm sure I've met Panger and talked to him a couple times. He doesn't strike me as the guy that would.
I don't think he meant to.
Make those comments
deliberately.
And, deliberately. I'm sure it was a. I'm sure it was a little bit of a miscommunication.
Hey, this might be off the record, but I'm going to ask you anyway. When you guys are on the bus, do you guys talk about, hey, 9 more goals, we're looking at this game, he probably is going to break it in this week? I mean, do you guys even target that, or you just go game by game?
Yeah, no, we don't target it, but I mean, it gets
you just know it's coming
in a funny way, right? Like the great chase is down to 9, or someone will kind of yell out and be like, "What are we at now?" And then someone will say, "Oh, we're down to 9," and then that's kind of like about it. But no one's targeting it. I mean, if he gets an Ovechkin trick, he could do it next game.
That's true.
Hey, Nick, are
I like that name, the Ovechkin trick.
Have you or any of your teammates fanboyed it up yet with Ovi as far as getting an autographed sweater from him or a stick? I know he collects all of his sticks and he has them at his place back in Russia. He's got a collection of hundreds of sticks. So getting one of these in the last 10 games before he breaks the record, you're not going to get one of those. But have you gotten anything from Ovi? So when you're older, you're going to show your grandkids hey, I played with the greatest goal scorer of all time.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm just waiting on I'm gonna ask him for the stick when he breaks the record.
Yeah.
See if he can give me that one.
Right.
That's kind of what I'm waiting on. I feel like I've been here long enough,
Right. Yeah, that works.
But no, I've hold on. Rue, what do you need?
Ruru.
Moana. She needs Moana.
What's her name?
Ruby.
Ruby.
Ruby. Oh,
Ruby. Ruby.
Oh. Yeah.
Do you know all the songs from Moana as a parent now?
Oh yeah, Moana 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I think I spent $30 on Moana 2.
I saw it in the theater.
Yep. Spent more than 30.
Nice. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. So no, but for Obi stick, yeah, I've I mean, when I first got here, 7 years ago, the only stall in the entire dressing room that was open when I got here, because not one guy, I was the only new guy in the whole team, was right next to Obi in the practice rink, and that's where I've sat ever since. So I remember when I walked in, dropped my bag down in MedStar, and looked up, see my name bar, and then I look over and Obi's right next to me. I remember, I kind of younger guy, and I hadn't even met O yet, and I was like, holy moly! I was like, I guess I'm sitting next to O. But I've had him sign a couple sticks in the past. Not this year yet, but last year, the year before, however long, yeah, I've had him sign some stuff because it's not that I was thinking of it as history or I gotta get. It's just that regardless of the race, he's still the greatest goal scorer and one of the most iconic players of all time. So, I mean, I've collected a couple sticks. I'm not like a huge collector, but I got, I have an Oshie stick. I have a Backstrom stick. I have an Ovi stick. A couple other teams that I played on, maybe a stick from one or two of the big guys on those teams. So, but yeah, always, I mean, he's always been great with that. For teammates and family and stuff, he'll sign whatever you ask.
Is he totally one of the guys? Like no different. Like once you guys are just horsing around or whatever.
Is he? Sorry.
Is he just one of the guys at still at this point?
Oh yeah. I mean, he's. I would say yes, he is. I mean, I would still say, he is gonna get stuff asked to him that not other people get asked to him, and he's gonna, it's not like guys are coming up to me and be like, "Hey, daughter, can you sign a stick for my kid?" They're not doing that, but so always gonna have things asked of him that none of us are ever gonna have asked of us, but that comes with the territory. That's like any icon. That's Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. I mean, honestly, you could really put him up there with those types of players. It's just hockey's a smaller market. But I mean, he's right up there with Tom Brady in my eyes in the game. In the game. So, but no, he still loves, playing cards on the plane, and I guess I can't describe.
Who breaks his balls the most?
Probably Johnny Carlson, I'd say.
Okay. Because they've been around the longest.
They go way
probably.
back.
Yeah, they've been around the longest. Yeah. I mean, always, like anybody can get after him, but again, I think hockey is the culture of hockey has a lot of underlying respect built into it. Just like you're not going to get on the elevator before certain guys get on the elevator. You're not going to get your food at mealtime before certain guys don't get their food at mealtime.
Really? It's pecking order.
How do you know when to get on the freaking elevator?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Well, how you guys look around your office, right? If who's been there the longest.
So you wait until
it's us, Dowder.
So
we've been around the longest.
Right. So we get to go first. So you have to wait. He gets to leave the locker room first, essentially. Is that how it works?
No, ironically enough, he's actually the last guy on the bus, which is also a pecking order too. So it's I mean, if you really want to get into it, it's kind of funny, but we get off the bus, go into the hotel, and everyone's waiting outside the elevator so we can, certain guys can get on first and then you kind of follow.
Wow. That's interesting.
That is.
Hey,
badass, actually.
Dowder, I've got 3 Caps jerseys, I think 4, but one of them is Jacob Verana. He was my guy. And I saw he got waived yesterday. Any thoughts on that? I'm kind of bitter. I mean, I'm guessing there's a reason, but I like Verana.
Yeah. And I mean, I think, he hasn't, I mean, I think he's played. Yes, Rue. Oh yeah, we'll hook it up in a second. We've played. I think he's only played 1 game in the last 21.
Right.
And on it, he played with me actually, and I thought he played very well. For to ask a guy to step in on late notice because Willie was sick. You don't get that call until kind of midday, right? And you're kind of, you got to be a professional and kind of mentally prepare quickly. And then he hasn't played, right? Like there's definitely something you're not up to game speed because you haven't played in a while. And I thought he played really well. And then, if you look at his stat line this year too, he's 7 goals and something assists. I mean, I think I read the thing. He was on pace for, if he played an 82 game season, I mean, it was 30 plus points. So, I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say about it, minus that, I think V's a really good player. I think he adds a lot when he's in the lineup, and I think he's a really, really good person, nice kid. So
hopefully he'll land on his feet.
Yeah, I mean he'll land on his feet, no question. But I mean you never like to see anybody get waived or traded or anything,
of course
right?
Not.
So
I will let you go. Ruby's calling your name, bud.
Yeah, we're gonna hook Moana up to the big speaker here. So.
All right, Dowder. Best of luck against Detroit tomorrow. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
See you, buddy.
Yeah, bye.
That's Nic Dowd from the Washington Capitals.